Kia ora, Internet. After making all those cushions, I've been a bit distracted from quilting for the last few weeks. Work has been really busy, which always reduces the amount of energy I have for being creative. Even though I know the best way to get my energy back is to spend time being creative. But also I've been distracted by a few more fun things. First thing is a friend and I have been organising a poetry show for Pride Month. Yeah, I know it's not Pride Month in the rest of the world, but June is in the middle of winter here, so Christchurch has its Pride Month in March. The show started off as just a small idea. We wanted to organise a Pride event for all the people who don't want to spend the whole month going to parties. Maybe want something a bit quieter and more low-key to go to. So it was just going to be a few people we know reading their poems. But it kind of grew from there into a proper poetry show in a real theatre with big name poets. And we've partnered with the university's creative writing program, and it's incredibly exciting, but it's also been taking up a huge amount of my time and attention to make it all happen. Another thing that's been distracting me is planning for a big trip later in the year. I'm not going to spoil where I'm going or what I'm doing, but it's really exciting. So I've been spending a lot of time lately brushing up on my language skills, especially Spanish, which I actually did as a minor, but that was years ago and I've kind of forgotten most of it, so definitely need some revision. And for the final thing that's taking up my attention, you can blame my mother. When I was telling her about my upcoming trip, she suggested I could take some art supplies with me so that I can draw and paint while I'm there. And then she sent me a lovely little travel palette and some postcard-sized watercolour paper, so of course I had to try them out. I took a watercolour class nearly 30 years ago when I lived in London, and for a while there I was doing quite a bit of painting. But when I moved back to New Zealand, for some reason I just didn't keep up with it. So I'm feeling really rusty now, but having new art supplies has inspired me to give it another go. And even though I don't think I'm ever going to produce a masterpiece, I'm having a lot of fun with it. So even though I haven't had time to get in the sewing room lately, I have been being creative in a different way. Don't worry though, I'm not abandoning quilting. I've got a lot of ideas for quilts percolating away in my brain, so as soon as the chaos of this month is over, I'm going to be getting back into the sewing room and get started on them. Anyway, you might be wondering what it is I'm painting. I just picked a random photo off my phone to practice on. It's of the terraces that run along the side of the river through town. I'm not trying for a totally faithful reproduction of the photo. I'm trying to train myself to just pick out the most interesting details and kind of fudge the rest. Otherwise, I find I get too overwhelmed trying to capture every tiny little detail of a scene and just get stuck. Yep, definitely not ever going to be a great artist. But I am having fun, and I don't think the end result is too terrible. Don't forget to do all those nice internety things like liking and subscribing and leave a comment. And I will see you next time. Ka kite anō, Internet.